Good morning, afternoon, everyone. It's Saturday, April 24th, and this is our sixth day of discussing Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen. So, sorry, but when it goes live, it's weird. So, just a little, I'm a little out of sorts this morning. My dog found a bunny den nest, and I had to bring 4 little bunnies to the animal rescue today, so I'm hoping they'll be okay, so I'm a little out of sorts. Anyway, so today we're talking about other vegetables. So we've done berries, fruits, cruciferous, greens, and so now we're going to talk about other vegetables. And this is, when you think about it, actually, so let's talk about it first. So it really, when I give you a list, those aren't the only ones, that I list. They're just examples, but not exhaustive. But if you have any questions about if something counts in which category, please feel free to ask. I will help you figure out. So some examples are artichokes, asparagus, bell peppers, corn is in this category, potatoes is in this category. People who think that those aren't really vegetables, they are. Cucumbers, eggplant, garlic, green beans, mushrooms, onions, pumpkin, all the squashes, all the winter squashes, the summer squashes, tomatoes, etc. And any leafy vegetables that you have in excess of the 2 servings of greens can be counted here. So the serving sizes are 1 cup of leafy vegetables and a 1/2 cup raw or cooked of non-leafy vegetables, 1/2 cup of vegetable juice, or a 1/4 cup of dried mushrooms. And the daily recommendation is 2 servings per day. So if you think about it, it's 1 of cruciferous vegetables, 2 of leafy greens, and 2 of other vegetables. So that's just 5 servings of vegetables, right? It's pretty easy to get if you really think about it. And then you add on the fruit, right, which is 1 of berries and 3 of other fruits for a total of 9. So that's a total of 9 of the fruits and vegetables that are recommended. We'll go into the other categories next week. But so that's 9 servings, so 4 of fruits and 5 of vegetables. So just some little background. So the Global Burden of Disease Study, which was this gigantic study, really identified the typical American diet as which we call the SAD diet, the Standard American Diet. So you'll hear it a lot described as SAD, as the primary cause of Americans' death and disability. And it's the thing that we have the most control over, right? What we put in our mouths. And that inadequate vegetable intake is the 5th leading dietary risk factor. So it's really what we can control. The primary cause of Americans' death and disability is what we put in our mouth. So with every bite that we take, we're either going towards health or towards illness. So like I said, the recommendation for the daily dozen is 9 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. Generally, we say the recommendation is 9 to 11 servings per day, but 9 based on the daily dozen. So vegetable means pretty much all parts of the plant that aren't fruit. So you have some root vegetables, right? Those are potatoes. Stem vegetables, which is rhubarb is a good example of that. Pod vegetables, so snap peas. Flower vegetables, broccoli. You're actually eating the flower. So the reason to eat a variety of vegetables, and I tell you the cruciferous are amazing and the leafy greens are the most nutritious, so why eat the other ones? Why? So the reason to eat a variety is that unlike vitamin C, which is in most fruits and vegetables and pretty evenly distributed, well, higher in some, but it's distributed across most vegetables, other nutrients aren't so evenly distributed. So certain phytonutrients, meaning plant nutrients, are only found in certain plants. So, and we have specific receptors for these phytonutrients in the body. So receptors and proteins in the body that these phytonutrients work on. So we need to really eat a variety so we get all those nutrients, not just the leafy greens. So example, like certain tomato products are protective against heart attacks. So it really is, if you include the seeds, that like gelatinous stuff, that sac that sits around the seed, it suppresses platelet activation, almost like aspirin. So those are protective against heart attacks. But if you choose something that's sauce or pureed so you don't get that, or paste, you won't get that benefit. So basically you would want to choose whole crushed or diced tomatoes, and you could yourself make them into a sausage puree, but usually those are strained out the seeds before they're canned. So use whole crushed or diced tomatoes. Just an example. So there was a study that showed that based on the variety of what people ate, was a predictor of decreased inflammation. So the consumption of 2 different types of fruits and vegetables, like different types, was actually associated with an 8% reduction in the incidence of diabetes type 2. So it really is the variety. So in general, it's best to eat fruits and vegetables unpeeled, as that's where a lot of the antioxidant power is the skin. If you think about it, to protect the inner flesh. So if you think about the apple has the peel, right, and it's fine. And then once you cut the peel off, how quickly it turns brown, right? So think of all that power that is in that peel to protect it, that protective power. And that's what you're eating. So try to eat with potatoes. If you can, just try to scrub them, eat the skin. Potatoes, based on the color, so the more color, the more phytonutrients are in there. So other than cauliflower has its own special thing because it's a cruciferous vegetable, but potatoes, so for example, blue or purple potatoes, have 10 times more antioxidant power than white ones. I would like to give a special mention to the allium family. So this is the family of garlic, onions, green onions, leek. So, and I really try to get a serving of onions every day, whether a serving or a tablespoon. I put it on my salads, in pretty much my lunch and dinner every day. So this is when, of all the fruits and vegetables, when this was stripped on cancer cells, other ones would slow them down, cut them down by 80%, but garlic stopped them in their tracks. So like just stop the cancer cells dead, kill them. So they're just amazing when it comes to this. Also, they are a great source of the prebiotic inulin. Remember, I've talked about how it's important that we feed our good gut bacteria, and inulin is one of those fibers that our body doesn't digest, but those good gut bacteria need to produce the small short chain fatty acids, which gives instructions to our cells and our immune system. So I really have them at most meals. One of my favorite ways to get veggies in is to eat them raw in a hummus dip. My favorite way to, if they're cooked, is roasted. Different vegetables, depending on how you cook them, have less or more. Usually if they're boiled, that's the least nutritious way because the nutrients seep out into the water. But some vegetables, like tomatoes, actually increase their nutrient content or availability when you cook them. So there's a variety. But just bottom line, so the American Cancer Study really shows that certain vegetables target different cancers. So a diverse diet containing several distinct classes of vegetables is really essential. So for preventing cancer, you want to get all those different nutrients. So bottom line is, based on the servings that we've given you, at least half your plate should be veggies. So when you think about it, you want to half the plate to be veggies of some sort, and then we'll talk about what goes on the other half of the plate next week. So that's it for other vegetables today. Really work on getting a variety. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments or share your recipes. I love it. One of the points of this group is for us to share our recipes. So I love the one for the coleslaw the other day. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, we're not here tomorrow for Sunday. We start up again on Monday, and I believe it's flax seeds on Monday. So I'll see you then. Stay safe, everyone.